So your fourth gen Camaro is throwing a code. Running rich or smells like a gas station bathroom on a hot day? Odds are it's probably your O2 sensors. Today I'm replacing mine on my 98 Z28 back here, and I will show you how to do it right with no rounded threads, no broken plugs, and no swearing at aluminum. Hopefully. So let's get started. Alright, we're at the back of the car now, and as you can see, it is very dirty. And see all this? This isn't dirt. This is so much unburned fuel that it's basically seasoning the whole back of my car. No bueno. Alright, let's take a look at the tools we're going to be using here today. First off, the Ooga Dooga 1000. Obviously, if we don't have clearance, we are going to be having to use a breaker bar. Hopefully this one isn't too long, because the more leverage we have, the better. A socket, swivel head, going to help out a lot. And I bought this on Amazon. This is an oxygen sensor socket. It actually has the cutout for the wires, so it should be way easier. Moving down here, obviously safety glasses, gloves, going to be a must. These oxygen sensors I have actually had these since I bought the car. I have never once even thought about putting them in since the day I bought the car. But today is the day, because I am tired of cleaning up after every single drive. And hopefully the back of my car can stay white. So let's go. Alright guys, and always remember, if you're doing anything electrical on your vehicle, you always want to disconnect your battery first. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we're under the car here. And as you can see right there, that is the passenger side O2 sensor that we're going to be removing. And then we'll come around here. This one is in a little bit better of a location. This is the driver side O2 sensor. One thing I have done is I have come out here a couple days in a row and sprayed these boys down with as much PB Blaster as I could to help us hopefully get these out very easily. If not, we're going to have to try a couple different things, but we'll have our fingers crossed. And just as I expected, the Ooga Dooga 1000 is way too big for these tight spaces, so we're going to have to resort to something else. Okay, now that we're back under here, I am going to take this protective heat loom off, or at least snake it down as much as I can, so that I can put the socket on to see how much room we have. As you can see, it's going to be a tight fit already. So with the socket all the way on, this is all the room we have. I don't even know if there's going to be enough room to get the breaker bar up in there. Judging by this angle, it's not going to be easy. Let's grab a couple different tools and see what we can do. Okay, due to being how tight it is up in here, I am going to be trying to use this adjustable wrench to hook up on the back of the socket here. So far this is the best idea that I have had today. Let's see if it works any good.
What started as a simple sensor swap has now turned into full-blown exhaust extraction mode. The bolts are snapping, the rust is winning, and the only way forward is down. Chaz said he was just gonna change an O2 sensor. The Y-pipe said, "Not today, pal, not today."
Sometimes things don't go to plan, and sometimes plan B doesn't even work. Maybe even plan C. Sometimes you don't get your solution until you're all the way on plan D, but with a little hard work and dedication and motivation, you definitely can figure out any problem you're working at. So we definitely had to drop the exhaust here on the Camaro, because those O2 sensors would not come out with the tools that I did have. These cars are very small, so the clearance issues that you're going to have when taking out these O2 sensors is going to be the main problem. I don't have a lift here, so maybe things would have been easier if I had a lift, but having the car maybe 1 foot off the ground, it's definitely not going to give you the most clearance that you're going to want. So I decided just to drop the whole exhaust. It definitely went a lot easier and trying to get these O2 sensors out. I'm gonna take you over to the workbench and we can see the tools that I did end up using and what kind of happened and how we got to this situation here. So let's go find out. All right, over here at the workbench, first thing we did here, we used the O2 socket. That thing, I could not get enough clearance to get my breaker bar behind it. There was just really no clearance here. I went to the crawfoot one. This thing, I thought it was going to do a good job, but the openings of this thing, it actually opened wider with the amount of torque that I was putting on the O2 sensor. I tried heating it up. I tried putting the PB blaster on there, but nothing was working. So that's when I decided I had to drop the Y pipe, which is no big deal, just a couple bolts. But if you look here, passenger side, we got those out very easily. Driver side, I do not know what was going on here, but these things were rusted solid, fused together. So I just had to break them off, which is no big problem. But now we have plenty of room to try to get these O2 sensors off now that the exhaust is out. So let's get started. Sensors are back into the little spots that they go into. Here's the first one, second one, and the last one. They all went in pretty easily. I put the heat loom back onto the front too. Figured that would help a tremendous lot if they touch anything hot. The rear one didn't have any heat loom on it, so we'll see how that goes, but let's put these back on the car. Alright, I ended up going to the store and I bought a new Dremel, one with a little bit more power, and then a carbide tip. And I ended up drilling out the rest of that broken bolt. So now I can actually get this bolt here into the flange. That's going to help out a lot. If we take a look over here, I got a new gasket for the passenger side. The driver's side is a little bit different. But now that we got all that done, we can finally set this thing back up together. And I cannot wait because it's been taking too long because of these broken bolts and insufficient tools, but that's how it goes. So let's get started. Alright guys, the Y pipe is back connected, everything's bolted up. I even cleaned off the Camaro pretty well. Even got the rear bumper so it's not pretty much gray. Another thing that I did here is I put some exhaust tips on the Camaro. Makes it look a little more aggressive. Pretty nice. This job was really rough. It was a lot of broken bolts, snapped to bits, and a lot of effort. But if it fixed the Camaro, it needed the O2 sensors really bad. So what can you do? You gotta do it. You gotta do it. But that's gonna do it for the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.